Hello, brethren. Welcome. This is the International Siege Ambassadors. Today is Sabbath, the 11th, 2014, and it's October. And right now we are warning sisters to dress in modest apparel because it's a sin that our Seventh-day Adventist members are dressing with no head covering. It's a sin.
Yes, my dear brethren, we are International Siege Ambassadors, and we just out here protesting our sisters not wearing head covering. Now, as you can see, most of our sisters going into the church, they don't have no cover on their hair. Okay? Most of them claim that their hair is their covering. But Jesus said in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1 to 5, that when praying and prophesying, the female should cover her head, cover her ear, her covering, when she come to pray and prophesy. Hope you investigate, hope you check out this information, and I hope you as a Davidian sigh and cry, because this is another abomination. And if you're not sigh and cry, you are for it. You love it. And so let us sigh and cry so that we can obtain the seal of the living God for this time. Faith is the victory. Faith is the victory. Happy Sabbath, my sister.
Happy Sabbath.
Praise the Lord. I got something special for you, sister.
I got special music.
Okay, well, you know, did you know that the Lord wants to cover your glory, your hair? 1 Corinthians chapter 11, when praying and prophesying, cover your hair. That special music you got to cover there and dress in modest apparel. This is how our sisters should be dressing. This is immodest, right?
That's perfectly right.
But why are we not promoting that? And why are we casting out people who are sharing that?
This is the thing about it. It's best for someone to come to church, you know, so that their heart can be softened and then they'll dress in that way.
I know people in the church for over 10 years that heart don't ever stop. So that's why Spirit of Prophecy says in volume 4, Inspiration says if they don't dress proper, they should be suspended. Did you know when I was going to Jamaica?
The Bible said the wheat and the tares have to grow until the day of harvest. So we have no place to push out someone because they don't dress the way we want them to dress. Let them come to church. One day their heart will soften up and they'll dress.
All of them won't soften up. If not, it will be all wheat then.
Not
if
hard.
That's the case.
That's not hard. We are not to go around and whooping people because they don't dress right, they don't eat right. You know, we have to pray for them. And hopefully one day they'll do it right.
You gotta cry out, brother. Isaiah 58 verse 1 says, cry aloud.
Yes.
Fear not. Lift up the voice like a trumpet.
That's the word of the pastor, you know.
Well, the pastor is a layman going to finish the work, not the pastor.
But the work of the pastor is to preach from the pulpit.
If he's not teaching it and his wife not dressing that way, how are you going to teach that?
You know, but we can beat others too.
No, we're not beating nobody, brother. We just preaching the straight truth that the people not getting from the pulpit. And we believe to be inside. You was there when they put us out. Yeah, we encouraging sisters to dress proper.
Exactly.
We are head covering. Look, did you know that most of our sisters in the church saying the ear is the covering? But the Lord said when praying and prophesying, 1 Corinthians chapter 11, we should cover our head as female. Now as male, why never see you going to church with your head covered? Because you know better. And why our sister is not doing that? You see what I'm saying? So we have most of our sisters, mainly, they are rebellious. And there's nobody preaching against them. They come in with earring, with jewelry. Yes. They're dressing improper. Yes, but and we like to.
We got to let the earring. I'm against it, but I can't coax no one against wearing the earring. Let them come. Come as you are.
See, the Lord says there should be a decisive change before they come.
No, we can't.
The Lord said He's not working to bring many in the church.
Peter, Paul, the apostles, even when they were with Christ, they wasn't totally committed.
Okay, remember when those was going to baptize, when John the Pharisees and Sadducees wanted to baptize, and John says, go back, bring fruit, meat of repentance. Don't think you have Abraham to be your father. John sent back people. we got to sing about those that are, we can clearly see sin that they are violating. We're not saying we have the right to separate anybody, but the spirit of prophecy not saying separating them if you suspend that person. You need to read volume 4.
You know, the Bible is above the spirit of prophecy.
This Bible is in harmony with the spirit of prophecy.
But it's above. It is above.
Well,
the spirit of prophecy points to the Bible, which is above the spirit of prophecy.
Yeah, but the spirit of prophecy not saying nothing contradicting it, though.
Sister White herself tell you, I'm the lesser light, pointing to the brighter light. And the Bible says, come as you are. Come
never
as
says
you
stay as you are, though.
No, that change is going to come, but we can't make the change. It is Christ who made the change.
But we have to preach the truth, brother.
We have to preach the truth, but we cannot.
We're not preaching.
We cannot force no change and no
we
one.
can suspend them, and and the spirit of prophecy is in harmony.
But we cannot.
When we said it.
No. If a brother and a sister go out in church and have sex and have a kid, we can't just suspend that person like that. We give them chance to reform. That's what the church is for sin-sick soul. It's not a place where you come for harshness. It's a place where you come for love. You're out in the street and you come across evilous action or evilous anything. The church is where you're supposed to come and get love.
But you can't love sin, though. Christ loved the sinner, but not the sinner.
Exactly.
Not the sin, not the sin.
So we're not going to take side with the sin.
What you're taking side with?
No,
you said let them come with the drill, let them come with everything.
There will become a times when you can take them aside in love and say, sister.
That's time is right now.
No, there's time.
Is right
there's
now.
time. There is a time and a place for
when is the
for
time,
everything.
brother? Tell me when is the time.
There
we're in the last
There
days.
will be a time.
This is the last
We
days,
can't force anything.
You know that
there's a time for everything. You know, even a relationship is not. You can't force your husband or your wife to do something. There's going to become a time when you say,
what you call force, brother? Force don't mean you can't talk, okay?
Force don't mean you can't talk.
Exactly. So what you're saying that
sometimes we got to talk. We got to, for peace sake, and not to drive anyone. We got to.
That's called compromising.
No, it's not called compromise. It's called doing it in love. Compromise is when you go along with. But when you give time.
You're going along with all these dress in the church, my dear brother.
You give it time.
All the sisters are dressed like this, in jewelry. And this is not the standard.
Right, but you give it time. You give it time.
The harvest is the time when it's over. God bless you, brother.
Yeah.
I hope you stand up against these sins.
Yes, I do.
You can't see your love.
Even the other day I see a sister and I hugged her. And I said, sister, you look better without the earring.
Well, praise the Lord.
She wasn't offended, but I know she look at it. That is the way you
I do that too. Things, you know, I tell them that they're gonna walk on street of gold, so therefore they don't have to wear them.
Exactly.
And they're fearfully and wonderfully made.
So when you're doing when we're doing things, we got to do it in love.
And that's how we do.
It takes two. I'm putting up 3 fingers, but it takes 2 to make anything go right. If it's gonna go wrong, it takes 2. If the 2 is going to argue, eventually they're going to become a fight. But if one know better and you are arguing and I'm not arguing, we quench that fire that is fight.
Well, brother, I hope you see the Lord's mandate for us as sisters to wear a hat. That's what we are protesting.
Yes,
today.
but we can't force.
Well, we're not forcing. We're just saying people. You can read this. Read it. It's not gonna.
Can I read it now and give it back?
You can keep it. You know, it's free copy. It's not nothing like you.
Yeah, but this is for a sister.
Yeah, but you have to encourage. You're an usher, right? And you constantly have to greet these people at the front.
Yeah, I'll do it. I hate to give you back, but I'll do it. Okay. When the time comes, I'll do it. I'll do it in love.
Okay. You know, the time is now, brother. We are living in the last days.
I work with the Spirit, you know.
The Spirit is always active.
And he give me how to approach in love. You know, this week for me was an heinous week. I argue something I shouldn't do. And you know who I argue with? A older person.
Really?
It hurts me because I must honor the hoary head and praise my God. And you know why I argue with him? I looking forward for him to know better than to argue back with me, but he didn't. So guess what? So guess what?
You get the better.
I have to be the person and
control, self-control.
Yes.
Well, brother, we're not saying you should push anybody or
Right.
make anybody feel like they are, less than a human being. But Jesus is saying we should speak against these abominations in love. Read Ezekiel 9.
Yes,
Ezekiel 9.
in love,
Without that, you're not going to have a seal.
In love.
Did you
see-
know that there's
you
a
see,
sealing for
the
crying against these sin and also for not partaking of them?
We are not partaking of them. But
Yeah, we are, brother.
you see,
If you're going here, 99%
I
of
have
our
my
sisters
wife,
don't dress
yes,
proper.
but it's time. There's a time. If I have my wife,
is now,
if
brother.
I was going with this young lady, and when we was going to meet and held her, and she have on a little short pants, and I said, "Where you going with that?" That was my time. You say I have to keep my house in order first before I can straighten God's house. You know.
Well, your
'Cause
pastor is failing. The pastor in there is failing. He casting out people. He take us out the church as if he is the angel.
No. See,
He asks us not to come back in there.
This is why
push us out.
This is why you were sent back. When you come inside, you don't sit down and listen to the message. You stand up and talk, and that's
not true, brother. You don't have no evidence. No, we don't do that. Stand up and talk. You're a real.
You have a blessed day.
You don't know what to say. I tell you, but stand up and
you have a
talk.
blessed day. You're Jamaican, and I know that. and
Here's a prophet, man. Did you know that there's a message to the church?
This is my prophet.
But
prophetess.
this prophet speak of another prophet.
I know you got another prophet, but I hold on to this one.
Yeah,
The
but
last
that's what the Jews did. They hold on to Moses while they reject Christ.
No, I hold on. That's okay. Yeah, thank you.
Sorry,
but I hold on to Christ.
Christ sent prophet. He said, "Oh, fool and slow of heart ought not to believe all what the prophets
I'm not
spoken."
rejecting him, but I hold on to this one right here.
Did you read a little track I gave you last time when you come down?
No,
Was
I
it the brother who come down here and said, all right, let me let you read this. I want you to check this out, man. Please. Don't be prejudiced, okay?
I don't know. I have so much literature.
Well,
The
this
White
is the
House
most important.
recruiter.
Okay? Because did you know that the closing work for the church is a sealing of the 144,000? Did you know that the 144,000 gonna come from our church as a Seventh-day Adventist? As member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, our church gonna produce that people.
I'm going to show you a bag. So much book I have.
But this is the most important of all of them. I'm not going to take it back. It's free.
You see, you're not going to take it back.
It's a Christian gift to you. It's a Christian gift.
And what if I don't read it? What if I don't read it?
Well, it's going to be old against you because I'm telling you.
But that's why I want to give it back.
Here it is. You always said, why I'm out here. And now you need to find out what it is why I'm out here.
No.
And that there's a message. All of those things I'm telling you.
The question is to you.
Okay.
You are reforming the Seventh-day Adventists.
And I am a Seventh-day Adventist too.
You are a Seventh-day Adventist?
Yes.
What church do you attend?
Today I was at the Island Park Seventh-day Adventist Church.
You go inside?
Yes, I was inside.
Okay.
I only stay out of the church that I can't go in. So because I still have a ministry for the people that are inside.
Well, I'm not turning you out as being a Seventh-day Adventist, but this is what I'm saying. Why wouldn't you bring the message to the first day who is not keeping the Sabbath holy and bring the message to them that you're trying to bring to us? Because
the Lord is not working now. Volume 6 of the testimony, inspiration said the Lord is not now working to bring many in the church because of the unconverted members up in there. No,
the Bible tells me that other sheep I have that are not of this fold.
They're going to come in fully.
But in
when
the last
the church
days,
purify. When the church purify.
So that is our mission, is to bring them in at the last days. I have so many literature, and I don't
keep it, man. Keep it, because this is the most.
I'm going to put it on this post.
No, this
I'm not
is
going to put it on the ground. I'm going to put it on this post.
This is the most important one,
and
brother.
I thank you, and I can't accept it because I'm not going to read it. You see?
But you accept it already, but it's mere fact that you touch it and reject it. You're rejecting something you don't know.
I have the great thing that I don't reject, and it's the Bible.
But the Bible speak of another message in Matthew 20. In Matthew chapter 20, speak about the 11th hour laborers.
I'm not going to accept it. So if you take it up back, it will be great, because I didn't throw it at the ground, I put it high.
Well,
so I'm not putting on your message. If that's what you believe in, that's what you believe in.
Well,
but I
it's
believe
a message for all of us.
I believe in the spirit of prophecy, as you mentioned so many times.
The spirit of prophecy, another prophet is to come. Malachi 4 verse 5.
I hold the spirit of prophet as the last days message, the last day message.
But she
That's the
spoke
spirit.
of another message, brother.
I never seen that, and I'm not
And
doing
that's what I'm showing you on this card. She said somebody's to come in the spirit and power of Elijah in page Testimony to Minister, page 475.
Okay, but we have the last day message, the Seventh-day Adventists.
But what I'm saying, I'm not saying leave the church, brother.
I'm not leaving it.
But what I'm saying, there's a message to the church that add power and force to what we already have.
Well, I'm holding on. You see the light that I have? I believe it's going to take me to the kingdom of heaven.
It's not going to take you there.
Yes, the
I have
spirit of
bad news
prophecy.
for you.
The spirit of prophecy.
It won't.
Yes.
Because first of all, the spirit of prophecy said we should suspend the sisters if they don't dress in harmony. That don't mean separating the wheat from the tare.
But
it's saying just make them take
I don't have
up.
the power to suspend no one.
But the pastor, you should be encouraging him to do that.
I can't reject no one else. I'm rejecting myself. The church.
You're not rejecting no one, brother.
Yes,
You falsify sin. You couldn't be Elijah. You couldn't be John. You have to just be a compromiser, brother.
I'm not a compromiser.
You are. You have to
not. No.
Because you can't stand up against nothing.
It takes time.
The time is now. We're in the last days.
Okay, if you wanna rebel against it, go ahead.
It's
go
not
ahead.
rebellious.
But
Isaiah 58
I'm gonna
verse
show
1.
love to the one that wear the short dress. Today.
And I show love to them too. But I have to tell them in love.
I look at a sister in the praise and worship, and she's in her short dress. In my mind, I said, look at that.
She shouldn't be up there.
She shouldn't be up there, but she's up there. What should I do?
You should ask the pastor to please excuse her.
No.
In love.
There comes a time. It's like
because
it's like a person showing you war.
So how can a sister like that win a Muslim sister though? How can you said okay, go bring worldly people in.
But this is the thing here. It's like every day you go to church. Every day you go to church.
Right.
One day you're gonna fall on that rock.
No.
Yes.
It's not. There's no tears in the church, then, because you just.
Tears got to be in the church.
No, but you're saying
got to be in the church.
But you are saying everybody in here.
Everybody in the righteous.
But you're saying that don't say nothing to anybody because they're gonna one day fall on the rock.
I said the time will come.
The time is now, brother. We're in the last days.
We don't have it in our power to reject anyone. That's Christ's work.
Christ said,
that's why he said
bring
the
them a
tears
certain way.
And that's why he said the tears and the wheat and the tears have to grow until the day of harvest. Who is going to do the harvesting?
But why your pastor
Who is
took
going
us
to
out?
do the harvest?
Why he took us out?
Because you interruptive.
No, brother. I
Yes.
never did. Where's the evidence of that?
We don't tape you, but we get you up because you were rebellious.
No, even then you talk about the tears and don't give them another chance. Just like we give the short
We don't
girl.
say you can't come back into church,
No,
you know.
they tell me I can't come back.
Well, that's sad.
You see what I'm saying?
That's sad. But it's because of your action.
No, it's because I believe the shepherd's rod and because you all don't agree with it. I don't ever disrupt.
Yeah,
the pastor never preaching one day and I say, oh, be quiet, you foolish man. I never did that. Whenever I make a point in Sabbath school, I put my hand up. And if they're walking around with a mic, they give me the chance to say, what you all want to do is take away my freedom of speech. You don't want me to be able to express what I understand.
There is a time and a place for everything.
And that is the time, Sabbath school.
Yes, when you hold your hand
that's
up.
what I do.
But you might stray from the subject.
No, brother. It says anybody who don't talk this and how no like.
It is a reason. It's a reason why they put you out of church.
No, they are the devil's children. That's
no,
why.
not
because,
everyone.
Right,
not everyone.
First of all, most of them, because that's what the papacy did. Anybody who disagree with them, that's what the Lutheran Church did.
Agree.
One time, those who didn't want to progress with Knox truth.
But we are not like them.
Yeah, we are living in the last days,
we accept everyone. And we are
you
not.
Don't accept us.
Yes, we accept
you. Don't. You don't.
I'm talking to you, I accept
you. Don't even want to accept a track. You don't even want to accept a track.
I'm not going to read it.
But you need to read it. You're prejudiced, brother.
No, I'm not.
You need to investigate.
No, I'm
this
not.
This message is a message.
No,
did you know that?
I'm not with the shepherd rod, and I know you're a shepherd rod, and the track you're giving me is a shepherd rod. I know him take Jehovah's Witnesses track.
But you see the difference between the difference between us and Jehovah's Witness. We are telling you stay in the church. The Sabbath is true. Yes, Christ is going to come the second time. Yes, he's going to have a purified church. We're telling you everything that you already know, but we are saying God is calling for revival and reformation.
What's this little rod in your hand about?
It's just a little pen. Yeah.
Oh,
you want it?
No.
Okay.
Thanks,
thanks. But it was a rod. Listen up there, brother. It was a rod. I'm give you an example with this. It was a rod that God used to lead the first Exodus. The
children out of Israel.
Amen.
By Moses.
Yes, out of Egypt. And the Lord has chosen the shepherd's rod to lead modern Israel out of spiritual Egypt.
So what the Bible for? Where's the Bible?
The Bible
that's the rod.
speak of
that's
the rod.
Our rod.
Micah 6 verse 9 says,
That's
hear
our
he
rod.
the rod. Can you hear this? Can you hear this? But Micah 6 verse 9 says, hear he the rod, and whom aunt appointed it. So that means it's a message, my dear brother.
What are you up to today?
I'm blessed. Praise the Lord.
Young man?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Little sister,
right, we'll see
how
you,
are
man.
you?
Amen. Okay.
So now you all had a healthy discussion. Let it go.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Bless as usual. Crying
How
out
you guys
against
doing in
this.
school?
We're doing good. Crying out against these sisters coming in the church without covering their head. Did you know that most of our sisters says the ear is the covering? But God is saying when praying and prophesying in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, you should cover your head. When
Well-
praying and prophesying.
Well, you know, we have some sisters that cover their heads. Those that don't know that yet, we got to get it to them, and then we got to give them a chance to accept it. You know, like
This is a flyer of the proper dress code, brother. This is how we should dress. You can read about the head covering. This one deal with the head cover mainly, but the
Now,
picture tell you.
now what I see here. Okay, where is this? Okay, I'll read 1 Corinthians 11:13.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you read from 1 to, you can read the whole chapter really, because it shows you the chain of divinity. The man, first God, Christ.
This verses 4 through 9, is that still
Yeah,
11?
1 Corinthians, yeah. 1
Okay.
Corinthians, chapter
Okay.
11.
All right.
But did you check out the information I shared with you about our church hospital having abortion now?
I did.
Okay, and what you learned? I'm glad he's an investigated person.
I learned that as far as the hospital concerned, that they have conformed to man's ways about that, in as much as they do allow abortions when it comes to incest and rape.
Not just that reason.
But I don't agree with that.
Okay, praise the Lord.
I don't agree with it. I haven't did anything about it because I've prayed on it, but the Holy Spirit haven't moved me to who to write to or anything.
Okay.
But I do know when there's stuff that you don't agree with, you should do something about it.
Yeah, you should.
I don't agree with abortion under any circumstances. If I may say so in front of the young lady, if a young lady has been molested and out of it a baby comes, the Lord had his reasons.
Yeah.
And we're not to overrule the Lord in anything.
Okay.
And so if the Lord blesses us with a child from a situation like that, then we should welcome that blessing the same way as we should rejoice in our trials and tribulations.
Okay.
Because it's in our trials and tribulations that we strengthen our faith and that we learn that it is Jesus that can help us. We can't help ourselves, and nobody else can really help us, only Jesus. So the same way that we should rejoice in our trials and tribulations, I say that they shouldn't kill any of God's creation.
And not only that, brother, it's not just that we're doing it, but why is 170 hospitals need to do that? That to show you how bad it is. 170 hospitals are allowing that. So it's a part of the business, brother, of making money. It's not just incest. Most of the revenue, not, like I said, 1% of all abortion happen because of incest or rape. 1%. The other 99%
Sister Bronson,
is
have a blessed Sabbath.
It's not because of that.
Well, you know, we believers should not be amazed at anything that's going on right now. Everybody seems to be all, sweat about Ebola and this other so-called virus. But my Bible tells me that
I like how you talk, though. You always is a guy.
The Lord is going to released the angel with the vials, and so we should just be prepared for that.
But what I'm trying to tell you, God wants people prepare for that though. That period, and He want them from the Seventh-day Adventist Church. That don't mean He only have people from the Seventh-day Adventist Church, but He have people from other churches. But He using us because we are more informed than any other church to reach the other people. You see. So what we think is that, oh, we are just like every other church. God is using those who know much.
But we are, and I'm not just talking about my church, but we are becoming more and more like other churches.
That's what I'm saying, brother.
Dress like, music like,
everything.
Stuff that we allow. I was at a church, and an elder got up and prayed.
Seventh-day Adventist Church?
Well, I don't want to mention denomination.
Oh, okay.
But the elder got up and prayed for the destruction of ISIS.
Really?
And I was like, when I talked to him, how could you pray for the destruction of your fellow man?
Pray for them to change, right?
Yeah. And for that matter, how do we know that they're the ones that should change? I don't know what
our government doing.
Yeah, I don't know what caused those people to
behave the way.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
I understand,
you know, it's a shame that we would embrace a government and stand behind that government. And I'm not talking about my church, the Seventh-day Adventist Church. I'm talking about churches in general, that we will stand behind government and be patriotic to a government that kills people. And the Bible tells us plainly that we are pilgrims here.
Yes.
And we're just passing through. This is not our home. This is not our land. We're just passing through here.
Yeah.
So we just have to keep praying, keep believing.
But my dear brother, what's your name?
I forgot
your name slipped my...
Charles.
Charles, right.
Yes.
Yeah, brother Charles. What I'm saying, you shouldn't be surprised that there's a message that is calling back to the old landmark. Since you've seen that we are becoming like the world, right? There shouldn't be a surprise that what we are saying, that God's people is drifting towards worldliness, that there's a call to come back. Because whenever God's people drift, He always call them back. He don't come and destroy them. He called them back. And that's what we're saying. We're not telling you, Brother Charles, to leave the church. We're not telling you that this is a false church. We're saying this is God's true church. And because of that, there's a call for revival and reformation, change in idea, theory, and practices.
Well, you know what's going to happen in the end times.
We're in the end right now. We're in the end of the end.
Right. And you know what's going to happen to all the churches, right?
What?
We're going to have members that's going to turn us in to the beast. We're going to have members of your church will turn you in to the beast.
What do you call the beast?
The government, the Antichrist type government, the one world government. They're going to, when they say that it is illegal to worship on Saturday, when they tell you to worship one way and it's coming.
But did you know that it's not the Pope like what our conference teach? Is America going to lead out with that?
America is going to lead out with that.
Okay, but our conference teaches that it's the Catholic leader is going to be the one who enforce the mark of the beast.
Well, have you not seen that this president,
yes,
President Barack Obama, went to the Vatican for what?
Exactly. So but many people thinking that it's the Vatican. They watch the Vatican more than they watch Obama. Is Obama a bigger problem? Obama promote homosexual than any other president in the history of America. He promote abortion more than any other president in America. And that's why you see our church now freely can offer these things. Yeah. And there is, it's just unprecedented what's going on.
So America will plainly lead out in trying to destroy the churches.
Yeah, church and state.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to lose a war, my dear brother, and that's when they're going to come back with religion. And then that's when they're going to make it illegal to worship on Sabbath. But before that happened, Revelation said that the four winds have to hold back. Because that's what symbolical of the mark of the beast are symbolic of those four winds. So they have to be held in check until a people is ready. You see? And the people that God is saying going to be ready is the 144,000. Did you know that you and I are privileged to be one of those people?
I pray
because of our Adventists.
My duty's called. We're going to close. It's
All right,
good
brother
to see you, sister.
Yeah, God bless you.
What's your name, little brother?
Mikhail.
Mikhail.
Yeah.
You have a blessed day.
You too.
All right, I hope you get to be one of the 144,000, because that Sister White says in volume 3, 266, 267, that the closing work of the church is the sealing of the 144,000.
I hope to see you all.
All right, God bless you. You turn.